What is happening, YouTube? How y'all doing today? My name is Joe, just your average Joe, hanging out in the garage, getting ready to do my eBay orders. We've didn't go jump on yesterday. I forgot it was a holiday yesterday, so there's no mail that went out. Sales were slow anyway. I only had 5 sales between Monday and today, so have not hit goal. eBay's being eBay, man. I swear, eBay's being eBay. It's so up and down. It's nuts. But we're going to go over some sales. We'll go over some of the comments that we had in the last video and show you guys a pickup that I did. I did a pickup today and actually had one of my contacts contact me. Let me know that they had some video game stuff if I wanted to meet them. So I was like, absolutely. So I'll show you guys what I got. But let's go over some comments first. This is what we're going to do from now on is cover comments. Hopefully you guys are having a wonderful day and hopefully your sales are going well. Mine are slow. 650 items up on eBay. I think I have pretty good stuff up, and it's slow. And I've got a sales promo going, but we had a good week, but things have slowed down the last few days. I will say part of it is me not listing. So you know, I always got to look at myself first. What am I not doing, or what can I do to make it better? So I would say in the last like 3 days or so, maybe even 3 or 4 days, I haven't listed much. So I think part of it is just the fact that I'm not listing a lot, which, you know, obviously the more you list, the more traffic comes through your store, the more stuff gets sold. So anyway, so definitely I need to step it up and get some more stuff up on eBay. All the yard sale stuff I picked up last week, I didn't last weekend, or this past weekend, I haven't touched any of it. It's still sitting on my processing table, and then I just added quite a few things today that I need to get through and get up. So it's Wednesday. I'm hoping to get everything up. I've actually got some yard sales happening Friday about 40 minutes away from me in Pinehurst, Aberdeen area, North Carolina. There's a couple sales going there on Friday. So they said they got video games, they said they got Army stuff, they said they have electronics. So it's something that old vintage toys and things like that. So it's all stuff that sounds like it's right up my alley. So I typically go out on Fridays early and hit a couple of the Friday Saturday sales, hit them up on Friday, because Saturday I don't usually go to those again. So I try to hit them early the first day. So any of those Friday sales in town I'll try to hit up, and there's usually not a lot. There's usually maybe a handful, but this one's out of town and it intrigued me a little bit. I messaged the guy, said, hey, what kind of games you got? And he said he's got like PS2, PS1, Xbox, bunch of games, Wii, Super Nintendo. So I was just like, you know, I didn't go in to ask pricing or anything. It's only like a 35-ish minute drive, maybe 40-minute drive. So I'm just going to go ahead and just make the trip. There's actually 2 of them in that same area. So I'm going to go ahead and just knock out both of those sales Friday. But anyway, hopefully your sales are going well. Yard sale weekend is right around the corner, but my goal is to try to get up most of the stuff that I picked up last weekend between today, tomorrow, and Friday. And then of course, everything I pick up Friday and Saturday, I'll kind of, you know, process through the week and get that up. But I am falling behind a little bit. If you follow me before or watched me before, you know that I also have a sports memorabilia business that I run live on Facebook. It's called BTG East Coast, and we've been doing very well. I've been super busy there, so sales have been awesome on that side of the business. So you know, that teeter-totter, I talked about it in one of my older videos. You know, I run these 2 businesses, and my wife has another business that we run, a thrift store. So she handles that, so my mind isn't really on that. But teeter-tottering, the helmet game, or my sports memorabilia, because we do mainly football helmets, and then the eBay thing, sometimes one, you know, I got to focus a little bit more on the other, and then, you know, I got to try to stay balanced, but it's hard. So right now I would say more of my focus, because sales have been so good on that side of the fence, or on that side of the business, it's kind of tipping a little bit. So I need to kind of get back to get back on focusing on eBay again. It's a constant struggle. You know, but I enjoy both. I enjoy doing both. If you haven't checked me out on Facebook Live, BTG East Coast, it's a sports memorabilia. We mainly do autographed football helmets, but we also like basketball stuff, hockey stuff, baseball stuff. It's a little bit of everything, or a little bit of all the other stuff, but it's heavy football. So if you're into football, and if you're into any sports, really come check us out. But we do, I would say 85% football. There's 10-ish%, 85-90% football, and 10-ish, 15% other sports, whether it be basketball, baseball, or even soccer. entertainment stuff as well. We've got like Sons of Anarchy and Star Wars and a bunch of other kind of entertainment stuff that we do as well. So but again, heavy football. So anyway, let's go over some comments and then we'll show you what I picked up, and then we'll show some sales. So hopefully I can keep this video under 20-ish, 25 minutes for y'all. Hopefully y'all are having a good day, having some good sales. If any of y'all are watching that are new, I've been doing eBay for over 8 years full time, and I've been selling on eBay since my college days, way back in 2000 when I first started my first eBay account, Neon 3300. So if you want to look that one up, I don't have a lot of stuff on there. It's actually that's the eBay we use for my thrift store now, which there's not a ton of stuff up there, but we got like almost 5,000 feedback on that one, and the account's been up since 2000. So that's the one I've been using since I was a kid, basically, back in my college days. But this eBay, Just Your Average Joe, this is the one that I kind of highlight during our hangout while I show off and hopefully drop some nuggets along the way to help you guys out in your journey. That's also part of all this, is just sharing, the community, and also anything you can give me is also always appreciated. And any questions, drop them in the comments. I like to do comments and questions. It's something new we've been doing. So if you have any questions and been following, or whether you have followed and have questions, any kind of question about eBay or selling or back end stuff that I happen not to show, if you want to know how the things work, let me know. I like answering questions. I'm a talker. So first one up, Jesus. Welcome back. Appreciate you commenting. Joe, congratulations on hitting 300 subs. I appreciate you, man. I was, it's funny. My daughter does a little bit of YouTube, and she's been ragging on me probably over the past 6-8 months about how she got like 100 and something followers and whatever, 200 followers. And so I finally the other day was able to kind of be like, how many followers do you have? She's got like 207 or something. I was like, well, I just passed 300. So I think that's funny, but thank you. I appreciate that. On our way to 1,000. It's slow and steady. But again, I'm here doing this anyway, so I might as well share the journey. And if we can get folks chiming in, watching, following, sharing their experience, or asking questions that I can help with, I think I have I have a lot of experience to share. I may not always, obviously every video is not like I can't give you everything all in one video, but along this journey as you're watching, hopefully you can pick up some of those little things that I do that may help you, and hope that some of you can share some things with me that can kind of help me, like getting a microphone. Maybe that'll help. So somebody suggested that, so hey, let's get a microphone. Maybe that'll help make the video audio a little better, especially when I'm running around my garage rambling. You guys can't hear me at all, but I can't wait when you hit 1,000. Keep it going. Cheers, mate. Thank you, Jesus. I appreciate you. Thank you for the support. I'm gonna give you a thumbs up and a heart, and we're replying every time I do this. I think I'm gonna just do the same thing. Just replied on the newest live video, so everybody knows replied on the newest video. Okay. So I'll do that for everybody. We had 2 other comments here. Regulars, I think, at this point. Let's see. We have Yarina. Am I saying that right? Because this is, I think, now the second time you've commented. Yarina Hernandez. She said, "Thank you very much for your live reply." Hey, I think live reply is cool. I don't know if anybody else does it, but I like it. I think it's cool. I think it makes you feel special, I think, right? Because being on that side, that, hey, Joe's going to reply live to me so I can do a question, and then he's going to reply on his next live video. You know what I mean? I think that's pretty cool. And then I can address you individually, personally, and articulate better, explain better than typing. I hate typing. So, but anyway, thank you very much for the live reply. You're welcome. You're a very cool guy. I appreciate you offering to help and anything you can regarding eBay. Absolutely. Noted. Yes, any questions for any of you guys, let me know. If I don't know, I'll let you know I don't know. If I know and I've had an experience, I will be glad to articulate that live. So that way it's easier to talk about it for me. I'll keep hanging out here. You teach us a lot. Always have great advices. Thank you. Well, I appreciate that. Let's do the same thing. We're replying live. Paste. We'll give you a little heart and a thumbs up and reply. And then Kurt Basin. Kurt's been around now. I'm starting to remember names now. Starting to remember names. So that's all three of y'all. I appreciate you. So Kurt says, haha, I like your live comment replies. See, the second, I like it, man. I like it. Yeah, I would much rather go to yard sales, but in Michigan, it gets cold for yard sales year round. So for 5 months out of the year, estate sales are my only option besides marketplace. I need to start thinking about it like you do as therapeutic. Keep up the good content. Well, Kurt, a few things I want to touch on there. You and me are the same as far as that goes. Wintertime, you know, obviously I'm in North Carolina, so we really don't get much snow. But it's down season, obviously, still. So there's not usually a ton of yard sales during the wintertime. So I do a lot of the same. You know, that's usually when I will hit up more estate sales, or I'll hit up more of the flea markets or marketplace. Typically, if you watch some of my videos from back in like February when I kind of started this thing back up, a lot of those things were like, well, I didn't even really show them off, but I talked about them. A lot more marketplace pickups and flip to 100. I should get a shirt that says flip to 100. Just like I should get a shirt that says I hate clothes or I hate reselling clothes. But anyway, so yeah, my whole thing is a marketplace. Obviously, when you do a marketplace deal, you want to try to maximize and get more and double your money or triple your money like anything else. But marketplace, it's a little harder to do that. You know, there's more competition. You have to be quick to the trigger. You got to be on there all the time. You know, so you'll certainly find great deals on there. And again, just like you, I'm on there all the time, even now. Like the one pickup I did today, I'll show you off in a moment, was a marketplace pickup today. So it was a guy that called me from an old transaction that we did we exchanged information. So he called me out the blue. So that's good to keep those networks and to give your information out, because this is the second person now in a matter of 2 weeks that's contacted me from deals that we did months ago, or even the one guy was back in August that contacted me about video games. So it's good to network, let people know what you're into, shoot them a text, you know, hey, Joe the Game Guy is usually what I put on my text. And then you 90% of the time you'll never hear back from them, but you do have those times where you do, like these last 2 times. But anyway, marketplace deals, I still do them now as well, but my whole thing is flip to 100 on marketplace. I at least want to flip to $100 profit. You know, so like I picked up a camera today. I picked it up for $30. It sells for around 100 to 120. So it's not quite the flip to 100. But I'm gonna post it for like $129.99 because it's got all the box, it's got the case, it's got everything with it. I'll show you all in a moment. So I'm gonna put it up on the higher end and try to get 130 out of it. Obviously, after fees and things like that, it's more along the $80 range. And if it goes for anything less than that, then 70-ish. 60-ish, maybe even after fees. Not quite the flip 200, but it should be an easy sell. But yeah, so anyway, flip 200 on marketplace. I'm there with you. And estate sales, yeah, I don't hit many up during yard sale season, but during the winter time, those usually come up more, and I go to those more. I need to start thinking about it like you do therapeutic to keep up the good content. Yes, we're talking about the cleaning the systems. The other thing with the systems is, like, you know, selling individual games, 10, 15, 20, if you get the bigger pops, 30, 40, 50. But a lot of times the games are in that $10 to $20 range. So, you know, you got to sell a lot more of those to make up that $200 pop or $150 pop off of a system. So that's, I guess, more so why I focus on the systems to start. And games sometimes sit for a while before they sell, you know, too. So do systems, but they were just a bigger pop. It's gonna, to me, I guess, you know, to make up $150, $200, I may have to sell, you know, 10 to 15 games, which may not, it's not hard. I know it'll happen, but it's just, I guess, it's just what I do. So you get the bigger pop when you sell the system. One shot, one kill, $200, $250, $150, whatever it ends up being, $100, whatever it ends up being, and then, you know, so, but yeah. Replied live. I'm gonna do the same thing on this, and that completes our questions. So again, if you're new, want to ask a question, you know, even if you're like, you're not into reselling but you're thinking about it and you're like, hey, how much do you make? Like, no question I don't think is, well, I won't answer it if it's too off the wall and crazy or personal, obviously, but you know, I don't really think any general kind of question about how any of this works or what you make or what you do or how you do this or that can help you out and give you some insight is a bad question. So I definitely welcome the questions. So anyway, that's our Q&A. We're done with that. We're gonna run over here, grab you guys, have y'all come with me. All right, have y'all come come over here with me and we'll show y'all what I picked up, and then we'll go over some sales. How about that? Does that sound like a plan? I can barely fit through here. All right. Yeah, that's my clothes. That's all my clothes. Anyway. So, still got the pile of stuff from this weekend. Nothing's really changed much. I haven't, like I said, haven't focused a ton in getting this stuff up. And I got a pile of stuff upstairs. I guess you could call it a death pile. I hate having death piles, but I guess I technically do have a death pile upstairs too. Maybe one day I'll show you all the upstairs and what I got up there. But so today I spent $280. I spent $280. So y'all tell me, did I spend too much? Good? Not good? Y'all let me know how I did today. So $280. I'll start with the marketplace pickup. The marketplace pickup was this Handycam, Sony Handycam in the box. Has the case, has everything with it, all the original CD, paperwork, instruction manual, the whole nine. And then in here, we've got all the hookups for it. You got the AV cable. So I'm going to put it up. I think I seen one sell as high as like 150, if I remember correctly. So I'll probably put this one up around that 130, maybe even 150, you know, make an offer. Believe it or not, these things are still go for money. So the guy said he used it like 3 times. It looks mint. I mean, it looks mint, like new. Pretty new. It looks legit. All the cabling, your chargers, your cables, your battery. So it's got everything in there. He did take unfortunately, he did take the memory card. I wish he would have pulled the information off the card and then let me keep the card as a 4 gig card. So now I gotta, if y'all know, a nugget here for the folks that don't know, I do buy the memory cards in bulk to have on hand for like Nintendo Switches, video cameras, you know, whatever it is, regular cameras. But typically that's SD. That's normally what I mess with, is the SD or micro SDs. Sony has I forget what it is. Sony has its own proprietary memory card. So I think I might have one, but it's only like 256 megabyte. So I may have to buy a memory card for it, just because in my experience, if you've got the whole bundle with everything, it's just more desirable and sells better. And I can't imagine they're more, I can pick one up from, actually I'll look for bulk, because I need to just go ahead and have some on hand, probably like a 5-pack or a 10-pack, so I have some. So, but anyway, so that was $30. So that flipped to 100. I'm gonna post it for 130 to 150. You know, if I get I should be able to flip it to pretty close to that 100, like I mentioned before. So flip to 100, that's marketplace, flip to 100. So there you go. Good strategy. So the next thing I picked up was a bunch of video game stuff from a guy that we've done a deal twice now in the past. Found him on Marketplace. Actually, he found me because I do a post on Marketplace. Well, have done a post in the past on Marketplace. I haven't put one up in a while. That's looking for video games. They don't like that very much, because you have to sell something on Marketplace to post. So looking for post, there's no real format to do that. They don't want you doing that. In fact, they'll take it down actually. So you got to kind of trick the system a little bit, trick the AI, you know, with your verbiage and things like that. But anyway, I have in the past, at least up to, I don't know, maybe 8-10 months ago, was the last one I put up, was just looking for video game stuff post. And I always have trade your play. In fact, you know, I trade your PlayStation. I've got a post up right now for trade a PlayStation 5 for all your retro stuff. So that's worked a few times. I'm currently waiting, you know, that's just sitting there. I get a lot of Yahoos ask me dumb questions, want to trade me a Wii or a PS2, and I'm like, really? The PS2 is like $80, man. Oh, the one guy, the last one was, I got 2 PlayStation 2s and some games. I'm like, well, PS2 sell for like 80 to 100 bucks, depending on condition and what you got with them. I was like, that's I'm looking at like 500, 400 in trade value for that. You know what I mean? Like, so we're not close. So you do get a lot of trash on there, and that one's been sitting for a bit. But those posts do tend to yield, you know, some results. I'm not gonna say great results, but they do yield some results. So this guy messaged me probably last year when I had it up, and he's messaged me twice since then that he's got video game stuff to get rid of. So I'm kind of like one of his guys now. I got a few folks like that tend to reach out to me every once in a while about stuff. So it's nice networking, man. It just goes back to networking. When you're out at yard sales, talk to people, exchange information. You know, you never know if they'll contact you or not. 9 times out of 10, you're never going to hear from them again, but you never know. Now, a lot of times what I'll do is I'll send them a text and say, Joe, yard sale guy, or Joe, video game guy, and then send them that text. And I'd like, you know, so what I'll do is I'll go back into my text messages, let's say 6 months later, a year later, whenever, 3, 4, 5 months later, I'll just go in and search on your text message. You can search Joe, the game guy in your text messages, and then all those texts that I sent out that say Joe, the game guy, pop up. And then I can just one by one, hey, just following up, see if you had any video games you want to get rid of, and send those out. And so, you know, it's just about, it's like anything else. It's like a business marketing, you know, and then following up with you 6 months later to see if you still may be interested, you know, because the first time your interaction was, well, I might be, I'll think about it, blah, blah, blah. Now, you know, maybe not right now. Okay, cool. Well, 6 months later, they may knock on your door again or give you a call or send you an email again. So it's the same thing with this. You know, if you exchange information, let me go ahead and follow up on that and be like, hey, Joe, again, just seeing if you, the game guy, just, you know, seeing if you had anything you're looking to get rid of. And again, 90% of the time, I don't get any replies back. Occasionally you get some replies back. Well, I normally get replies back that say, no, not, you know, still don't have anything or haven't looked yet or, you know, whatever the case is. Or about 10% of the time you get somebody that says, oh yeah, I did just go through stuff. Or yes, you know, let's, you know, maybe, you know, I got this or I got that, or, you know, you never know where your next lead is coming from or next transaction is coming from. But it's your part, your job, especially if you're doing this full time, to follow up with those things. It's just like anything else. I used to work with AT&T. You'd have follow-up calls and you'd have follow-up things, you know, like even customers that said no. Well, you might call them 6 months later again and be like, hey, I know you said no last time, but now we got a promotion. We got this, we got that. We can save you money. We can get you a better value for your money, more bang for your buck. You know, they say no again. Okay, no problem. You know, and that's it. No harm, no foul. But if you're not following up, you're not maximizing those opportunities, if that makes sense. So definitely, that's a part of the equation. That's a part of kind of like, I think, Chase After the Right Price. If anybody, you guys watch him, you know, he kind of talks about different levels of resellers, you know, and where you're at in the resale game. Yeah, I forget, he's got like level 1, 2, 3, 4. I'd say I'm probably level 3, 4-ish, because that gets to a point where you have people bringing you and sending you stuff. So like I'll put up in my Facebook group, sometimes I'll put up, hey, looking for stuff, and I'll start getting people to send me messages with all these different things that they have. And then I can kind of pick and choose what I want to, you know, grab or pay for. And then I will pay for their shipping label. It's people that I trust and people that know people in my groups and things like that. So I'm not just dealing with some Yahoo, but, you know, and that helps. So that's another avenue that a lot of people don't have that option or have that ability. I mean, they have their regular Facebook page that they have their friends on, but I've got a group with 10,000 people, and I do sports memorabilia on there. But that doesn't mean that they don't have video games, and I get people regularly message me because they know on there that I do video games too. So they'll be like, hey, Joe, like I just had a guy yesterday that plays in my room for the sports memorabilia, message me and say, hey, I got an Xbox X, I got a PS4, looking to get rid of them. I'm like, well, I'm not really into the Xbox, but, you know, maybe the PS4, send me some pictures. And so we're in the process of maybe making a deal for his PS4. And so I'll send him a label, he'll pack it up and ship it to me. So I've had that happen probably, I don't know, 6, 7, 8 times where I've had people pack stuff up, ship it to me. You know what I mean? And so that's just another avenue, you know, whether, you know, you can start off on your friends, with your friends on your friends page through Facebook or whatever, and see if you get hits that way. I've gotten a few ex-coworkers that see what I do, and they've reached out and said, hey, I've got this stuff, you want to work something out. And yeah, let's work it out. So there's a lot of different avenues. Sometimes you got to be a little creative. Sometimes it's just opportunity. Sometimes it's just, you've got, you know, a little edge on other folks, you know, like myself with my group. But whatever the case is, that kind of, you know, that puts you in a different category or a different level of reselling. And so, you know, that just comes with doing it all the time, making those networks, following up with those connections, you know, thinking outside the box and other ways you can get stuff from people, and, you know, or you know, making those connections through the yard sales just starts there a lot of times. So anyway, enough rambling, because we still have to cover this and then sales. So for $100, so this was $30 for this. Then I spent $250 for the following. So I'm just going to show everything off that totaled to $250. So the first thing was a PS3. Kurt, I'm going to get this bad boy processed and up, man. You know what I mean? And them systems, man. But anyway, PS3, it's 120 gig. He said it works, good to go. 2 controllers. I'll actually sell off the 1 controller for 20 because I typically just bundle with 1 controller. In my experience, I don't see any sales boost by adding a 2nd controller to the bundle. So I'll add a bunch of games. Well, not a bunch, but probably like 6 to 8 games with that. It's 120 gig hard drive. I'll add, 6 to 8 games that I've got sitting around already that are just filler games, which means they're under $10. And then, or they're disc only, under $10. But anyway, and then I'll put that up for like 130. So there's that. So again, you guys tell me if I did good or not. So the next thing was a Super or N64. It does have a third. Well, it's I don't know if I call it a third party. It is technically a third party controller, but it's your old school third party controller, which are really, some of them are really badass. So this is actually one I'm going to keep, the Super Pad, because this was actually a really good controller, even though it was a third party controller. This was old school, Interact Super Pad 64. So this is actually a really good controller. But the way the pad was laid out and stuff. But anyway, so I do have an extra controller anyway for that. It's got the AV, it's got the power and the AV, so we're good there. One thing I always do with these is this. Here's a nugget. Always check to see if you got the red jumper pack. This one does not, or expansion pack. This one has the jumper pack. The expansion pack is red. If it had an expansion pack, a little rattle in there. I might have to open it up. Yeah, I might have to open it up. He said everything works, so I'm not, and he's been pretty solid in the past. So I'm other than cleaning it up and making it look nice again, and maybe opening this one up to get rid of that rattle, which honestly is too easy. 6 screws, and it just comes right apart, and then you just pull out whatever parts broken, rattling in there. But anyway, going back to the jumper pack, I buy these in bulk in like 10-pack. Because anytime I come across an N64 that has the expansion pack, I pull the expansion pack out, sell that for $50 by itself, put in the jumper pack. There's like a handful of games that only work with the expansion pack, like Donkey Kong Country is one of them. But obviously when I sell them, I disclose that it has a jumper, so that way they know it doesn't have the expansion pack. So there's that. Typically I sell system only. I won't bundle the games. I don't have a ton of filler games for N64. So what I'll do is either one of 2 things. I'll either bundle it with one great game, which is like Mario, classic or something like that, which I've got it, probably 7 copies of it. Or which I'll put it up for like $19.99 if I do that. Or I'll just sell it at system only, which I don't do a ton of system only, but N64 I found that, well, really, because I don't have a ton of filler games, we'll just leave it at that. But I'll do system only with the controller, obviously, and the hookups for $79.99. Normally, people, they sell for about $70 for me. Usually, people send me an offer and they sell right around the $70 range. But I put it up for $79.99. So we'll figure $70 there. And then, like I said, I got a controller for it. The other big score was the Saturn, and again, he said it works. So Saturn has the hookups and 1 controller. Unfortunately, it's a third-party controller. But it's all wrapped up. But anyway, it's a third-party controller. I just sold a Saturn probably last month that just had one. Actually, I just had the system. I had the hookups, and I bought 2 of the gray, which are the Japanese, I think. But 2 of the gray Saturn controllers. I think I bought the pair for like $25. Then ended up selling the system, the 2 controllers for, it was cheaper to do that than to buy one through a seller that they had 2 up. So I was like, for the same price of getting one, I'm gonna get the 2. Anyway, it sold for $200 plus shipping. So I'm gonna clean that thing up. It's got 1 controller, the hookups. I'm still gonna put it up for $200 plus shipping. We'll see what happens. Every time I got in a Saturn, they've not sold for under $200. This is gonna be like the 4th one now that I've got my hands on. So Saturn, this, and then the games. We'll start with the Super Nintendo game. So you got No Mercy, which I'm going to put in my pile over there. You got Star Fox, which I think No Mercy's like 20-ish. Star Fox like 15-ish maybe. And then, so these are going here, Kurt. So I'm just showing you, those 2 are going in my whole pile, in my video game pile. So that's what I do. I just put them in I just keep adding to the pile, that pile right there. I just keep adding to it. So that's where those two games went. They're not going to get sold for now. They'll sit in that pile, which, what's that, like $40 or so, give or take, sitting there. And then Killer Instinct Gold. I don't have this one in my collection, and it's actually in really nice condition. So this one is going to my personal collection. So there's that. And then we had one Saturn game. It's all janky, obviously, but the artwork is fine. The game itself, I don't think, nope, it doesn't have water damage, and the game itself is in really good condition, but the case has seen better days. So luckily, I think I've got a case that I can swap out for this. If not, I'll buy one. I'll buy just a Saturn case, because I'm keeping this game as well. I've got a Saturn myself in my collection, and I don't have Street Fighter Alpha. This goes for like 50, 60 bucks, I think it is. I can't remember. But anyway, so that's going to my collection as well. And then we had these two. If you know, you know. So we had those two Zeldas. Again, $250 was the whole deal. $250 between him and I, the whole deal. So the two Zeldas. I had a couple Uncharted's. Nothing, that'll probably go with the system as well, actually, because I believe Uncharted, I bet that's in the system. Okay, I'm sure it's in the system. Uncharted goes for like, I think it's under 10 bucks. Now, if I bundle them together, I might be able to get 10 plus shipping, possibly. So like $9.99 plus $5 shipping if I bundle the two together, but I'll probably just add them to the system, because I don't think I have a ton of PS3 games to pick from, so I need to gather some games to add with the system. So most likely those will get bundled with the system, as well as some of these. There's a couple games in here. This is Bionic Commando, which I think is like a $10 game. So that one may or may not go with the system, and they get sold separately. Genesis Collection, same thing. That goes for about 10 bucks, give or take. So that I need to look it up to confirm. That may or may not go with the system. Ninja Gaiden Saga or Sigma. I don't have Sigma. I have Sigma 2, so that one I might keep. I don't know, I'm still pondering. And then Anarchy Reigns as well. I think that one's about 10 bucks too. And then the big game, which I'm keeping, is Afro Samurai Atlas game. Goes for like $25. So that one I'm going to keep. In fact, well, I'll keep it in here for now. But that one I'm keeping. So there's 3 games out of the bundle that I'm going to keep, and the rest is I'm going to sell, I'd imagine. Saturn 200, 6470, so it puts it 270. PS3 about 130, 120, 130, so we'll just say 120, so 270, 370, 390. The two Zelda games, it's like $130 for the two of them, so like 290, 390. Oh no, we were at 390, 390, 490. Were we at 390? I don't know. I lost count. 270. Yeah, 270, 390, 490, 510. 510. And then that's not including if I sell off a couple of the games in the pouch for 10, 10, 10. We'll just say 5. I don't know. We'll just say like 525-ish, give or take, depending what I do with some of those loose games. And that's not including the 3 games I'm keeping, which are 3 big hits. So, I mean, can't go wrong. I think that's a pretty good come up. $250 into double my money. Can't go wrong with that. Even after fees and taxes, to make 200 bucks. I mean, obviously I got to do some cleaning up. I may have to purchase a new case. Well, that's for me, so that doesn't matter. I got to add in a controller because I don't want to use that one. I'm going to keep. In fact, I'm keeping this controller. So let me put this over here. Oh, keeping this controller too. But yeah, so I'd say that's pretty good. And then the other day, actually, 2 days ago, I did a pickup. I didn't show you guys. It was actually, I think it was on Monday after I did the video. I met the guy, saw it on Facebook. If y'all don't know anything about the Harmony, was it the LG? Yeah, Logitech Harmony remote controls. I mean, it's basically brand new. Or in like new condition. I'm not gonna say it's brand new, but it's in very good condition. $30. The guy had it up for 30. I asked him if he would take 20. He said yes. So for 20 bucks, I'm in. These sell, with the packaging and stuff. It's like $70-ish and up, 60, 70 and up. So It wasn't a flip to 100 thing, but I know these sell fast. I've had these before. They sell pretty fast, and for an easy like 50 bucks, the guy was meeting me literally at a Dollar General, which is 3 minutes from my house. So I was like, you know, it may not be my normal flip to 100, but it's an easy 30 double up. It's an easy double, maybe even triple up. I think they go for like 100 actually. Now that I'm thinking about it, I think they actually go closer to 100. I haven't looked them up, but I know they go for a good amount. So we'll just say $75, give or take. So I think that was a pretty good pickup as well. Let's all show off some sales. I'm already at 35 minutes, guys, and we haven't even shown off sales. Luckily, we only have 5 sales. I guess that's not lucky because that means I didn't make a lot of money, but that's okay. Let's see what we got here. All right, so now off. So drop a comment. Let me know what y'all think about how I did on that pickup, on those pickups. All right. Let's see what's sold. All right, so we got 5 sales. This will be pretty quick, and then we'll let you guys off for the day. I think it's these guys. Yes, it is. All right, so I sold a batch of WWE wrestlers. If you've been with me for, I don't know, about a month ago, I was at a yard sale and picked up a bunch of wrestlers, the newer ones. So these guys. Is our mail lady here? But anyway, it's a whole batch. It's you know, Ultimate Warrior, British Bulldog, Ric Flair. I don't know. There's a bunch of them in here. Oh, I just got an offer on something. Ric Flair, John Cena. I don't know who the other guys are. But anyway, so this sold for $50 plus shipping. $50 plus shipping. Oh, so my total, let's backtrack real quick. My total between Monday and today, which isn't great, haven't hit goal, 5 sales for $150, 68 cents. So there's that. By the way, I am also going to say I'm kind of proud of myself. My average sales rate, my average sales per, average sale per item or whatever it is, I'm at like $66. That's wild. I'm up like 30%, 40% from last year when it comes to my average sales price. I will say a lot of it is I'm not putting up a lot of those $10 games anymore. I think a lot of it was a lot of that low end $10 stuff that I had. Not to say I won't do it still, but a lot of times I'll put them in with the games now as a bundle, unless it's like 10 plus shipping, and there's, you know, so there's just not as much of that. I'll try to bundle those. Like, for example, this is an example. Instead of putting up, like last year I would have put up, so like last year I would have put up all of these by themselves. All the Call of Duties I would have put up by themselves, right? And they would have sold for like $7 free shipping or $8 free shipping a piece. So what do I make, like $1 or $2? I'm not like focusing on my average sales price, but I am focusing on trying to put stuff up that's around that 30 plus range. You know what I mean? Like $30 plus. I want to have a lot more of that stuff up. So what I'll do is I'll bundle things now, bundle more stuff together. Like the jeans, if you were with me a few videos ago, I used to sell each one of those one. Now I'm just bulking it up. One bulk lot, just throw it out there. You know, so these I think I have up for like $19.99 for the lot, for the bundle. You know, so stuff like this is more so kind of just making those little changes to not have as many $10 items up. I mean, not to say I'm not going to put them up. I'll still put up $10 items, but I'm trying to be more strategic in putting those up and actually bundling stuff together to boost it up to $20 or $30 or whatever the case is. And I'm trying to source a little bit better as far as buying the stuff that's going to be a little bit more like that. So anyway, all right, next thing that sold was another one of these Army. I got 2 left now. And like I said, I've got a guy that's on standby. He's going to get with me in about a week. Told me he gets a bunch of them. So we'll see if he follows through or not. I'll follow up with him. If he doesn't, follow up with me to ask him. But these things sell very well. The Army combat shirts. So there you go. This one, another one sold for 26 free shipping. 26 free shipping. Cost me about $6 to ship that out. So I clear about $19 per unit. So, and that's used. And I picked them up for $1. So I did 6. I had 9 of them or something like that, or 8 of them. I mean, you can't go wrong. Volume play, making, you know, $19 a pop on them when it's said and done. That's not bad for $1. What is that? $18 profit. times 8, and my total end price is $8. You can't go wrong with that. All right, next thing up is Dynasty Warriors. I just got another offer. Dynasty Warriors. All right, Dynasty Warriors, and I gotta remember where I put that thing. Oh, right here. Okay. You know, sometimes when stuff sells, it's like, man, you know, when you put it up, you're like, man, that ain't gonna sell. That's gonna take forever. And then boom, it sells. You're like, man, that's surprising. But anyway, Dynasty Warriors, disc only, sold for $9, free shipping on that one. $9 free shipping. Leapfrog. This is the one that I was like, that's gonna sit forever. Leapfrog thing. I got in a deal with 2 games, the Leapfrog itself, and then the case. $25 plus shipping. That was in a video game pickup I had, I don't know, like 2 weeks ago. And then last thing that sold was The Last of Us PS4. Is this the right one? That's part 2. Okay. The Last of Us Remastered PS4 sold for $8 plus $5 shipping. So there's that. So that's pretty much it. Also, if you haven't seen it before, anytime I have a loose disc, I keep cases and deals that I do. I keep the cases, or if I have janky cases, I keep the cases for shipping. So that's going to go in there. And I always put a piece of bubble wrap as well. I'll go ahead and do that now while I'm thinking about it. But I always put some bubble wrap in there. Good best practice to do that, honestly, is to put a little piece of bubble wrap in there. Keep the disc from moving around. So, or potentially coming off its rack or its thing. So there's that. That's it. Those are the 5 sales. Let's see what came through here. I got an offer. Paid ship now is 5. Yep, we're still sitting at 5. All right. And then we got an offer on something while we were sitting here. We got an offer on a shirt. Where's the offer at? Oh, there we go. Okay. All right, so UNC Tar Heel shirt. Yeah, no. So this is, in fact, I have something else to share with you guys. But I have this shirt up for $15.99. They offered me $5. I'm gonna make a counter for $11. No, you know what? $12. $12 plus $5 shipping. Man, don't be cheap. Come on, man. Don't be cheap. So anyway, it was a Tar Heel shirt. Anyway, one thing really to share. So I had a customer, quick little story, and then I'll let you guys go. Pretty much done for the day. I'm gonna get the stuff packed, and that's all I got. But I will share this quick story. So I got a Xbox, OG Xbox system with the controllers and everything, and a bunch of games, loose games with it. I got it up for, I think it's like $130. Well, I had a guy message me and say, "Hey, I'm interested in your system." He's like, "But I want to get it as fast as I can. I want my system as fast as I can." I was like, "Oh, okay, it's your system already. Okay, all right. Well, it was just tickled me. It just thought I found it funny." So I'm like, "Okay, no problem, Mr. Customer." I was like, "Well, Ground Advantage is what's there right now." I was like, "You know, I can do priority, but and change it for you if you want to go priority. That's usually like 1 to 4 days." So he was like, "Okay, sounds good." And then so I go in, I change it to priority. Okay. Then he messaged me again. He said, what do I need to pay to get it tomorrow? I want it tomorrow. I want my system tomorrow. I'm like, okay. All right. I was like, well, and then he sends me screenshots of like FedEx overnight and Air Express, and it's like $100+ just to go those, or $130, $140 to send all to go those routes. And I'm like, so I sent him a reply, and I was like, well, I mean, I can do that if you want, but you have the option to select those, I believe, when you go through checkout. So he sends me a message back and said, it's not giving me any options to change anything. And I was like, well, priority is the first option. That's 1 to 4 days. That should be set, and then it should give you other options if you want like overnight or something like that. And he was like, no, it doesn't have anything. And so then I said, well, I mean, priority is like 1 to 4 days. I was like, even next day air sometimes doesn't show up to the following day. So I was like, for $140 is probably not worth it for this. I mean, the system is $130. And I was like, it may not be worth it. I was like, why don't you go through priority mail? If I ship it today, you'll have it by Friday at the latest. Because this was Monday, I believe, if I remember correctly. This was Monday. So he says, okay. And then a little while later, I get another message that says, I'm having a hard time. I want to do overnight, and it doesn't show me overnight options. And I'm like, look, man, I don't know what to tell you at that point. So I just messaged him back. I was like, hey, you may have to contact eBay. Because I'm not sure what's up with that. I changed it for priority, and it should give you some other options as well. And he says, you know what? The very next message, you know what? Don't worry about the deal. You just lost a sale. Okay. I probably didn't want to sell to you anyway. I wanted to go ham. If y'all watched some of my old videos, I'm at a point in my life now where I used to be the customer service hat on and be super, and I am still that way. However, when I get that kind of customer that's just off the wall, batshit crazy, I don't have patience anymore. I mean, I'll be cool at, but then I'm gonna poke back at the bear. I'm gonna poke back. So, but this time I didn't. I just said, okay, thank you, and I kept it moving. Okay, but there are times I've replied back. I really wanted to say what I wanted to say to him and be like, it's probably better that we didn't do business, because I'm sure you would have gotten the system and then asked for a return or something stupid. So it's probably better that we didn't. They'd put a little scratch on it, and you'd be like, oh, this wasn't pictured, I'm returning it or whatever. But so I kept it cool. I didn't go that route. I kept it cool. But yeah, at this point in my life, I more frequently will tell you where to go and how to get there, especially when you start coming at me sideways. Like, I don't have time for that. I'm not a keyboard warrior, but I will certainly tell you about yourself real quick now, where I'm at in life. That's just how it is. So I think y'all can kind of pick up. I'm pretty good, happy-go-lucky. I'm pretty, level-headed. I'm pretty professional when it comes to everything. I worked in customer service and management and customer service for, 10 years. So I know all the little tricks of the trade, how to de-escalate, how to do all that kind of stuff. But again, just because I have the skills doesn't mean I have the patience anymore to deal with yahoos. So at this point in my life, like I said, if they rub me the wrong way, I'm more likely, this time I didn't, but I am more likely to tell you where to go and how to get there. So anyway, that's all I got for you guys. Those are the sales. I'm gonna get these packed up before the mail lady gets here. Hopefully, again, y'all, sales are going well. I went way longer than I thought I was gonna go, 48 minutes, but I think we covered some pretty good stuff. So that's it for me today. I'm gonna throw out offers. I think that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna try to get some stuff up on eBay today and then throw out some offers. I haven't done that in a while. See if I can generate some sales, because it's already Wednesday and we're only sitting at like $200 for deposit for the week. So I need Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. What is that, 5 days to really kind of step up my sales and try to hit that goal, man, of $1,400 for the week. That's my goal. If you haven't been with me before, $1,400, $200 a day. That's my minimum, my bare minimum. So or my goal anyway. So that's it for me, guys. I appreciate y'all hanging out with me once again. Just your average Joe hanging out in the garage, raw and unedited. Y'all know how we do. We'll see you on the next one. Assuming we have sales, I'll be back tomorrow. Later, everybody. Oh, and drop those comments and make sure you subscribe.